Kirobo. Yeah, Kirobo. And let's talk about the problem that we are trying to solve. When you have cryptocurrency, you need to have a ledger or MetaMask or other wallet. Every account has unique seed, a private key, that only belongs to you. Now, if you share the private key with me, you basically give me all your money. So no one will do that. Actually, no one will share with anyone his private key. But what happens if you lost the key? So since 2009, $100 billion has been lost. 2 months ago, a billionaire died and never shared his seed to his family. And $500 million has been lost. This is a huge problem that prevents cryptocurrency becoming mainstream, because a lot of huge companies afraid of that situation, and a lot of even angel investors afraid of that situation. So we solved that problem. How we are going to solve that problem? So this is our product. You simply need to connect with your MetaMask. MetaMask is a wallet like Ledger. Okay? Or you can do it with Ledger, you can do it with that. It doesn't matter, it's a platform. It's not a wallet, it's a platform. So once you connect, you can create multi-layer on-chain wallet. This wallet sits on the blockchain, it functions as a regular wallet. You can send and receive money to and from. But this wallet doesn't have a seed. Doesn't have a private key.
Okay.
The only way to access this wallet is through your existing private key. Now, because this wallet is a smart contract, you can define a backup to another ledger that you own. For example, you can define that if there is no activity here for 6 months, the money will be transferred to the backup wallet. Now, this backup wallet you can guard differently because there is no money in the backup wallet. I can show you now. This is the backup wallet. You can see it's all in gray. It's all in gray. I cannot send money. If I try to send money, it's failed because I'm not owner of this account. Only when the backup will be activated, only then the money will go to the backup wallet. Now, you can give this to your family, you can put it in the will, you can do whatever you want with that because the money is not here. Now, there is a problem. The problem is that backup, you don't want to wait 6 months. Like you lost your key, you need access right now. But inheritance, you don't want that to be activated by accident. So in our system, you can define a chain between the backup and inheritance. For example, you can define that if there is no activity here for 1 month, the money will go to the backup wallet. But if there is no activity now in the backup wallet, the money will go to external wallet according to the percentage that you set. So this is the inheritance. You can, by the way, if you transfer more money to here, the money will be changed here because it's percentage. If you take out money from here, it also will change here. It's inheritance. Okay? Now, you can talk about inheritance without trust fund, because trust fund, it's a $870 billion US dollar in the United States alone. So in our system, you can, you can define a trust fund for your grandchild and give him, let's say, $1 million and decide that he will get only $5,000 a month. So this is the basic system. I will gladly take answer until this point because we need to continue and show you what the system can do.
So usually when you have a trade, you change it, then this account, this QR code, whatever the account will be used for the buying and sales.
Yeah, you can send and receive money to and
This,
from.
this will be with exchange connected?
Yeah, I just come back from China and meet with some exchange. They want to, every exchange basically has his own wallet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know. So basically they want to connect with us through API. And they give this idea, I didn't think about it. that they want to obligate the user to put, I don't know, like let's say 200,000 here and the rest of the money here. So then they can give on this insurance, and this is on the blockchain. So obviously it's
So this is physically separate. You can, the user carry this box, this is kind of box like this.
yeah, you can do that. You can do MetaMask. You can do it with that. It's a
Okay,
platform.
so-
Every wallet can connect
So
with
the
that.
physically separate
Yeah.
with your own key there, and also the backup.
No, the key is not here, right?
The key is not there.
No, it's like you know Maiter wallet. You guys know Maiter wallet. So if you want to go to Maiter wallet, this is Maiter
Ether
wallet.
wallet.
Yeah.
나이더 월렛이라는 게 이 프로그램이에요.
Yeah. So you can connect to MetaMask Ledger. The same in our system. You can connect with whatever you want, but the private key is here. It's not on our system. Let me show you one thing. I will disconnect now.
이 메타마스크
이게
나이더
이게 마타마스.
아니 이거는 USB예요. 레저라고.
이게 냈죠.
여기에다가 프라이빗 키를
프라이빗 누가 가능하겠지.
유캔 프라이빗 키예요.
지금은
Yeah, you can convert it here, not here.
그냥 프라이빗 키를 여기다가
Let me show you something. Look at the screen, please. I now disconnect. You can see there is nothing here because there is no server.
No private key, no.
All the data come from the blockchain. So once you connect,
저기 이더월렛 같은
this is what you have in the blockchain. For example, if I switch account, let me switch account. You see, this is the backup wallet, by the way, and here there is a different amount because it's a different account. So the private key is not in the system; it's here.
But the whole thing that is with exchange or you did your computer,
익스차이
whatever?
감사는 없는
Nothing.
거예요.
You have all these screens for yourself.
Yeah.
Would you show
Yeah,
it? You have those.
You have.
Yeah, you
It's
have.
a
You can see them
private.
here.
It's your private.
It's open source. You can download them and
blockchain
run it
상에
on your.
It's yours.
목청상에 내가
private.
커넥트하면 보이는 거지.
네. 근데 그걸 빼고 다 움직이려면 이제 프라이빗 키가 필요한데 프라이빗 키는 여기다 넣든지
So-
노트북에다 넣든지
뭔 얘기하는 거지?
Okay, so
이게 담을 수 있는 지금 렌저예요.
만들어놨다는 소리구나 그냥.
So it's run on the interface is run on a server or locally or
the interface is on our server, but you can download the interface and run it locally on your server. It doesn't matter. Soon you understand why.
yeah, it pulls the data from the blockchain and is giving you a visual
Exactly.
It's a
visually
display only.
showing you what actually is going on, and you can also alter it. I understand, because if you define that I want every month, so
Yeah.
you can also have you can predefine actions that have to be
Exactly.
And
Okay.
would you please very short sentence, what's the Kirobo service provider?
We can
You provide backup wallet, and you have inherit wallet, and you can design if you not use your wallet, Kirobo wallet, then the some amount of money the crypto will go to the inheritance wallet.
Yeah.
Is that the
So
you provide?
we basically provide a backup, a way to create backup and inheritance on the blockchain. It's
Okay.
on chain. So this is
That's
not
what
Kirobo.
Kirobo does.
Yeah, it's not Kirobo wallet.
Yeah.
It's wallet that we developed, but it's on the blockchain. It's a
on the
smart
blockchain.
Yeah.
So your characteristic of your feature of Kirobo is that you provide backup wallet and you provide inherit wallet.
Exactly.
yes.
Okay.
You're a
So-
SaaS company basically.
You can say that you will see immediately what is the meaning of that technology, because this is only the first step. In a few seconds you understand the whole vision, and then you understand what we can do.
That's one word. We can say that this is a managed wallet. By managed wallet by yourself,
Uh-huh.
and the management is on the blockchain, so it's totally secure what you define.
Okay.
But it's managed. One application for that it's backup. Other application it's inheritance. Other is to give in to give them
To exchanges.
exchanges,
Yeah.
to give them the possibility
Let
to
me
reduce
go.
the insurance of them. There is a lot of things that we can do with this technology. We take this technology in the way of backup and inheritance in step one.
Yeah.
So,
So-
just in short, what's your purpose of doing, why you need them? Like for me, what's good about it? Why do you try to provide the
Backup
the
and,
anti-theft kind of thing? I mean,
For you, for as a user or as an
As a
investor?
user.
As a user,
Yeah,
because
what's the
because
purpose
if
of
you lost this, if you lost the seed, you lost all of your money.
Keep,
You-
okay.
The
yeah.
key, you lost all.
So you're not gonna put on the blockchain?
Yeah,
For
so
insurance,
you can use that
Okay.
because now you cannot give it to your child. Because if you give it to your child, you give him all your money.
Right, right.
But in this system, you can give that to your child. And if something, God forbid,
What is that?
This is the backup.
MetaMask?
This is the backup.
Backup.
So backup wallet.
yeah, you can see as I showed you before, this is the backup wallet. You see?
Backup wallet is also connected to blockchain or internet.
To the blockchain.
Key is separate.
To the blockchain. Yeah.
Blockchain.
To the
So
blockchain.
it's-
So you can see the backup wallet, but you cannot send. So you can give it to your child.
But when does it work? After some month? Okay.
You decide.
Okay.
This is what brilliant about. it.
Predefined.
You can define.
저 설명을 잠깐 아까 말씀하셨어요. 그러니까 이 보통 블록체인에다 다 돈을 놓거든요. 근데 이제 거래소에 놓는 거 말고, 근데 블록체인은 놔두고 다 개인 키를 다 보관을 하는데
네.
개인 키를 잃어버리면 그냥 날아가는 거고 연간 뭐 수십조가 날아간다는 거야. 근데 이제 이거를 백업을 잘못 만약 프라이빗 키를 애한테 주든지 누구 비서한테 주든지 누구 주면 이거 갖고 그냥 갖고 튈 수 있거든요. 그래서 얘네가 생각한 게 뭐냐면 이 개인 키라는 거는 노트북에다 넣을 수도 있고 이런 레저에 넣을 수도 있어요. 근데 그거 잊어버릴 수 있는 얘네가 아예 블록체인 상의 디자인을 따로 한 거예요. 그래서 블록체인 상에 얘네가 만든 게 백업 월렛이라는 걸 만들었고, 그다음에 유산, 이네리트 월렛이라는 걸 만들었어요. 근데 재밌는 건 뭐냐면 보통 때 이거를 이제 백업 월렛을 아들한테 주면 아들이 이거 갖고 아무것도 할 수 없어요. 그리고 이네리트 월렛 갖고 아무것도 할 수 없는데 자기가 디자인한 거에 따라서 내가 만약에 내가 죽거나 갑자기 내가 아무리 이 메인 월렛을 제가 갖고 맨날 쓸 거예요. 거래소도 하고 근데 아무 동작이 없으면 예를 들어서 2개월 뒤에는 지금은 이게 워크업을 하지 않은데 몇 개월 동안 내가 아무것도 안 하면 이게 메인 월렛이 되는 거예요. 그럼 돈을 찾을 수도 있고 또 만약 내가 죽게 되면 이네리트를 미리 제가 한 뭐 30% 40% 누구한테 몇 이렇게 하는 거를 만약 이건 1년 뒤에 작동하게 만들어 놓은 거예요. 그럼 제가 죽거나 무슨 일이 있거나 키를 잊어버렸을 때 몇 개월만 지나면 그러니까 백업 월렛이 살아나고 또 내가 안마 없이 죽었을 때도 이게 활용이 되는 거예요. 그러니까 그거를 근데 그냥 누굴 믿을 수가 없잖아요. 근데 블록체인 상에 이렇게 딱 디자인을 해놓겠는 거예요. 그러면 근데 모르겠어 얼마나 이게 유저빌리티가 있을지 모르겠어요.
근데 이 레저라는 자체가 이렇게 뭐든지 해킹이나 이런 부분들은 접속되어 있는 순간에 다 문제가 생깁니다. 그래서 레저라는 건 USB나 이런 게 담는 이유는 그냥 온라인상의 분리라는
네.
거 아시다시피 그런 용도예요, 저게.
이건 그게 중요한 게 아니에요.
예. 그렇습니다.
Okay, so we have two more things before I go to what is the business model. But first of all, if I came with a gun to you and ask you to transfer all your crypto, there is nothing you can do, right? But and in the bank there is a way to stop that, because if you want to transfer more than $1 million, the bank will ask you to come inside, right? But in blockchain, there is no way to stop that. In our system, you can define a daily limit. For example, $2,000. If you want to set more, so you can define a period of time that you need in order to change. For example, if I want to send more than 2,000, I need to wait 1 week. So if someone point a gun at me, so now I can stop that. Now another way is let's say that you did that, right? How do you use that day to day? So basically, you can define a sub account for your child, and then you can define that he can spend $100 a day. You can even hide how much here. Obviously, if you want, he can do that. He can understand, but you can hide how much is here, and then you can give him this wallet, and you can use $100 a day. You can give it to your wife, to your child, to your even to yourself if you don't want to go with $10 of millions every time. And if you lost that, you can connect to here and take the authorization, and that's it. So let's understand what is the business model.
Mhm.
So let's say that I define that after 6 months, the ownership will be transferred to them, right? What happened after 6 months? Nothing. A smart contract cannot activate in the future time. Smart contract cannot activate itself in the future time. So someone need to send gas. Why should you send gas for me? You don't even know me. So when I set up the backup, I defined the reward to a future unknown operator. For example, 200 Kirobo, 300 Kirobo. Let's say that it was $300. And then, if you send the gas in the right time, you will get reward, a $300 Kirobo. So now the community try to help you if you lost the key or if you need to activate inheritance. And by the way, let's say that you have 1,000 Kirobo. So if Tal go and try to make backup, you need to look, let's say, 300 Kirobo. So now in the market, there is only 700 Kirobo. So basically, every person that create backup and inheritance reduce the amount of Kirobo that is out there. Now, if he wants to cancel, he will get the money back. So it's not costing basically anything, only in the case that the backup is activated. Any questions so far? Okay, so
I still don't understand the relationship between the Kirobo and the people who have it and the user who's trying to create the backup. So I didn't understand your example of future operator sending money.
yeah, let's take you as an example, okay? So you connect to the system with the MetaMask, right? And you create a multi-layer on-chain wallet, and the money is here, right, and here. And then you decide that if there is no activity for 6 months, the ownership will be transferred to the backup wallet, right? Now, someone need to send gas after 6 months. Someone. If you can send gas, okay, but if you are not here, so someone need to send gas in order to save you, to change the ownership, because you lost that, and you need access to that, right? So why should I send gas for you? I don't know you. So you set up a reward.
So why wouldn't I send it myself? I lost it.
You're dead.
Yeah, but if you are dead,
If you are that,
God forbid.
if you are that.
Yeah, but
So it says a reservation token.
Yeah, it's a
You
utility
use the
token.
Kirobo for
what about the use case where I lose the key? That's not the use case you're talking about. You're talking
Yeah.
about the use case I'm dead.
It's
Yeah.
also when
Let's say-
because you don't know. Usually, you won't be able to know what was if you lost your key and you don't have even its address. So you don't have also the on-chain wallet. You don't know what is your on-chain wallet.
There is a system of DNS to know exactly what is your and connected to that. So if you don't remember that, or if you don't know that, it's a problem. Like maybe you are a sophisticated user, but let's take me. I'm a, let's say, accountant, and I'm not so sophisticated. I don't know even how to send the gas to a smart contract. So we want to build a system that will help everyone, regardless of their knowledge, regardless of their capability to send. So we think that this is most economic way because it solves the two problems, the backup and the inheritance. Because backup, maybe some of the people can do that, but inheritance, nobody can send that. So we want to create a system that the user, the community, will try to help you if you lost the key or if someone, God forbid, died.
Okay, so it's sitting in there, I'm dead, and you want the crypto to go to an inheritance wallet, right?
Yeah.
That's the use case we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
But the use case is
So-
very rare.
No, people die all the time.
I done once, but.
Just one time, but
There's a lot of
everybody,
people.
everybody will die, right?
Yeah.
His market is 100% of users. Because everyone will die. He's actually the largest addressable market of any project we've talked to. Everybody.
I said that in the next 100 years, there are going to be a few of millions of people dead.
Yeah.
it's by natural
That
causes.
causes-
That's not the only use case for the Kirobo coin
No,
is used.
No. It's
I-
just now.
Let-
It's
let-
just now.
yeah, this
Because
is the use. No, he asked if there is only.
Explain something small. They buy the product now, in the first day, not the day that they die. The day that they die, the reward goes to whatever
So
it
when
goes.
I want to make that backup wallet and inherit the wallet, and I need to buy
Kirobo.
Yeah.
right?
Now.
So you do it right now. It's basically like insurance. You make insurance on your car, but how many cars are
There's actually a good way to hedge investment in Kirobo. You know how you also invest in longevity coins. You know, so if people start not dying.
So let me continue and show you what is the technology can do. First thing that is very key to understand the technology. Every wallet identifies in the blockchain through the private key. But smart contract is identified on the blockchain through the rules that inside of him. Our technology combine that. This smart contract take order from a private key that create him. It's unique way of thinking because you can do a lot of things. Let me show you what you can do with that. This is the credit card, right? If I want to use credit card on a blockchain, can I do that?
Not yet.
The answer is no. You cannot do it. You can send coin before, and they will give you a credit, a debit, but you cannot create a credit card. So in this system, you can. Let me show you how. By the way, we have 3 patent applications, and this is one of them. The payment is one of them. So the problem with swiping credit card on the blockchain, there is 2 problems. The first one is time, because if I swipe my card and you are, for example, the credit card company, and you need to authorize the transaction, you will wait until my coin will go to you, right? So I cannot wait in the supermarket 10 minutes, for example. So this is the first problem. The second problem is the miner fee, because if cup of coffee costs $2 and I pay on the miner fee $1, so there is no way to solve that. So if we solve these 2 problems, you agree with me that then we can swipe credit card on the blockchain. So let me show you how you can swipe credit card on the blockchain. This is the on-chain multi-layer wallet. When you create him, you define a payment daily limit of 2,000. Now, this is the credit card company, and this is the credit card. When you swipe your card, this credit card connects to the payments smart contract that goes into the smart wallet, the on-chain wallet, and only check status. You only check if you have enough money, and if you under your daily limit. If this is the case, it authorizes the transaction. This only takes 1 second, because you only check status. Now the problem is that if you only check status and you didn't, as a credit card company, you didn't receive money, I can run away with the money, right? So if you have $100,000 and the daily limit is 2, so daily limit multiplied 2 is 4. So basically you can use 9,600, but 4,000 if you want to send from your account, you need to wait 24 hours. That's it. You need to wait 24 hours. So in this system, we figure out how to authorize transaction in 1 second. But what about the payment? Like if I bought a cup of coffee, it's a problem. So instead of taking only 1 transaction, we basically aggregate to the daily limit. So now the credit card company will take 2,000 and will pay one transaction, only $1. So as if you want to pay less, you can increase the daily limit. So in this system, we solve that. Okay? And this is only can use by multi-layer on-chain wallet. Now, let's think even.
Okay, I don't understand. Why do you lock 4,000? I didn't quite understand.
This is the daily limit, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that you are the credit card company,
Uh-huh.
and I set a daily limit of 2,000. Now I swipe my card, and you authorize the transaction, but you didn't take the money, right? So I can run away, right? I can send this. This is your wallet. This is my wallet.
Yeah.
So I can send all this 100,000 to another wallet, for example, to that, and then I run away with the money. So I lock for you twice of the daily limit, and then you know for sure that you will get the money.
You mean as the credit card?
As the credit card.
Yeah,
company.
it's an extra
So-
buffer. It's an extra buffer.
Yeah.
Just to explain why it's twice, because in one day you can get 199.9 without the credit company taking the money. And the next day you still have 2,000 a day, so you can take another 2,000. So you can get close to 4,000 in this
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So we have the twice of
So-
of safety.
Let's think even further. What we can do is that let's say that we remove the credit card company completely and remove the credit card. Now I basically can do it with Adobe and Photoshop. I can create subscription like PayPal on the blockchain. I can do it with, for example, Netflix. Because I lock coin and they know that they will get the coin and the commission is basically zero. Right? Because they take the daily or the contract limit. So this is the second thing that we want to do with the product. And let's talk about the third thing and last, and then you understand the full vision. Let's say that I'm a CFO of the company, right? And let's say that you are the ownership of the company, the owner, and you transfer for me $3 million to pay to employees. Now, I can run away with the money, right? The only way to stop that is by multi-signature wallet. You agree? But for a huge company with 100 or even 1,000 transactions, that's not very realistic. So how the multi-layer on-chain wallet can solve that? This is the multi-layer on-chain wallet. Remember, this is a backup. You remember the company put money here and there is a backup. And then the owner will transfer money to a pool smart contract that can only send money to smart contract that represent a balance sheet, a section in the balance sheet of the company. In this example, salary. Now I can define the owner can define Tal wallet and his daily, any monthly limit, and he can define John wallet with his daily limit. Now I am the CFO, can only send money to them. I cannot send money to external wallet, and I cannot send more than the limitation. So basically, instead of multi-signature, we call that multi-layer, multi-signature wallet, because you can do it for the CFO, you can do it for legal, for marketing, and you can do a lot of that. So if you are looking on the vision is a backup wallet that everyone can use. And then if you look at the corporation, they will have a way to control the money that goes from the company outside, payment outside, and the money that go into the company, as you can see with the payment solution. And this is the old vision. Obviously, we think that this technology is unique, so we want to give API and maybe later SDK to a company that wants to develop more application on this technology.
You mentioned that there is a good connection with the exchanges. What's the good combination of your product and exchanges? Using as a margin?
No,
Margin trading?
no, exchanges you can do. It depends if it's decentralized or centralized.
Centralized.
If it's centralized, so every exchange has its own wallet, right?
Yeah.
So if your user use their wallet, and open multi-layer on-chain wallet. So you can, for example, set that up to 200,000 you give insurance. But more than 200,000, you need to keep it in the multi-layer on-chain wallet. So as an exchange, now even though you are centralized, people know that the money is safe because no one can steal the money, right? Now, if you want to look on the decentralized, you can connect with your ledger or MetaMask, and the exchange can be here
Today,
between the user.
Today, the exchange world, they are centralized and they are trying to do decentralized. Here, they can do both. They can do hybrid solution that will give them still the main core of the centralized and all the benefits, and also the benefits of this on-chain wallet. So, you can.
I have a question cost-wise, because you were talking about the credit card, but basically, for any transaction, first you need gas money, and second, you will have, as small as it is, but you will still have a small fee.
Who is we?
Your company. Or you have to pay in Kirobo or whatever.
We don't talk about that because we think that the main problem is the miner fee. Like if for any transaction you take unproportional miner fee, like if the transaction is $1 and you take miner fee like you charge for $1,000, this is the problem. Because credit card company today charge you for any transaction. I think that they charge only the merchant, right? So we can do that. It's not a problem. The problem is how to solve them. So we solve them, and we can, for example, from Kirobo point of view, we don't even need to take money, because if a lot of people use that, basically a lot of people will create backup and inheritance, and the Kirobo price will increase. So it's not about taking the money; it's about giving the people.
You could offer it as an extra service.
Exactly. By the way, we can do it. For example, we can sign a contract with a provider from USA, and we can sign a contract with provider from Israel, and we can sign provider from Korea. So we can give API to anyone, and you as a citizen of that state can use that without.
Yeah, but still you're going to need the gas money. But it's,
the gas is only on the daily limit.
yeah.
So if the daily limit is 2,000, you don't care about the gas. It's not a lot of money. But if the gas is on any transaction, this is the problem.
Yeah.
In generally speaking, we save a lot of money from paying the miners, and we can share the benefits of this. With all the partitions.
Yeah, I can even emphasize one thing. Most of the payment channels are thinking the problem, in my opinion, they're thinking of that wrong. Why? Because they're using symmetric. Like, for example, if you take the Lightning network, so you need to lock coin. It's not like your own wallet. You need to lock coin, but there is peer-to-peer. And if you look on the Plasma, the Ethereum Plasma, the same. What we think is asymmetric. So this part is decentralized, but this part doesn't need to be decentralized. This part is centralized. Because if I sign with a credit card company agreement, so it's not a problem. The problem is the user. So this is why it's asymmetric payment channel. This is how we call it.
It's kind of similar solution for Bitcoin, right? The side chain,
Yes.
right?
The solution for the Bitcoin is Lightning Network.
Yeah, it's
But
a
Lightning
kind
Network.
of similar, concept of the
Yeah, but-
Lightning network.
There are three things
Uh-huh.
that are in the real world are not the same as the it's not homogeneous. Let me explain. One thing is that usually the Lightning network is best when we trade personal to personal. Peer-to-peer. And this doesn't happen. What happens is that usually there are a lot of buyers and a small amount of suppliers. The second thing on the Lightning network and other networks that there is two-way communication or two-way movement of money. Here's only one way. Only buyers.
I mean, just a some concept of a lightning network is
Yeah, the same
similar.
concept. Yeah, the same
Yeah.
concept exactly.
Grant some
But
amount.
again, hybrid here because we have half of it decentralized and half of it centralized. Yeah.
Understand that?
That's
You
it.
need to think about the backup and inherit your funds.
I think that,
Can I ask
this.
a question about the inactivity? So, you know, a lot of people store their coins and they don't touch them for a long time. So
Exactly.
how do you solve for that
Good
sort of,
question, yeah.
With that
you
is
know,
a
I mean,
very-
like I have wallets I haven't touched in 5 years that have a lot of coins in them and I don't need to touch them, but I wouldn't want to have to touch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this system, you can define the time.
Fine.
You can define the time. In your situation, for example, I will define, if I was you, I will define, for example, 6 months, and the inheritance 2 years.
Yeah.
And then, for example, if you put it in a safe, and after 6 months, you only need to open your
Wallet.
not invent the backup wallet. You can open your existing wallet and ask the money back. Even though it's activated, you can ask the money back. If the backup wallet is not claim the money, you can do that. If you claim the money, you
We
cannot
thought
do that.
about-
So if 1 second. So if you put it in a safe in a I don't know, in a bank,
Swiss bank.
yeah, and something happens, you don't need to go to the Swiss bank. You can take it back, and the timer will start again.
We have a solution also like POS. What means this the solution is when the backup wallet asks for the money, then the clock starts. But the problem with this is that if you don't have, you don't look at this to see that all your funds are okay for time to time, what happens that somebody can steal the backup wallet, activate the timer, and get the money. But if you are used to look at your wallet and you see all the funds in one place, and then you see somebody
You can set the timer, by the way.
So and you see that somebody is trying to activate the backup, and I didn't activate the backup, so I can stop it. I can reset the timer. I can remove the backup. So I have to be in a way that I can also I can look at my wallet from time to time.
Yeah.
For
Can I add something?
Yeah.
In this stage, we are supporting ERC 20 and ERC 721. ERC 721, it's mean asset. People can do bond, land of billing, proof of ownership. So imagine that your company buy bond on the crypto that was $100 million and you lost the key. Like it's unimaginable, or maybe the CFO stole that. So it's like, this is thing that prevent crypto becoming really the mainstream. So
except cryptocurrencies.
yeah, so basically, if we are given that option, you as a company can now invest in crypto and will not forget about the versatility. The versatility in the end will add. But to losing the asset, there is no one you can call it for help. ERC 721. Yeah, it's meaning asset. Like CryptoKitty is ERC 721, but the plan is to do bond and even real estate ownership.
Private sale ends December.
Yeah.
You're in your ICO.
Yeah.
You decide exchange to list it in Korea?
Not yet.
How many tokens are you releasing?
We list in 2.2 billion, and we sell 800.
And it's all pre-mined? Pre-mined,
What do you mean?
the token?
They're pretty.
They're pre-mined probably. These quantities is not more.
But not mining them.
No. It's
Pre-mined.
This is what I told you, that every person that creates backup actually reduces the amount of tokens that is in the market.
Yeah. Because of staking.
Yeah.
what you're talking about?
Uh, zero, I think that 1 Ether is 7,000.
It's a pact with the user, nothing yet.
No, 1 Ether, 7,000. Not in fear.
Okay,
What's your target rates?
Give or take 39 million.
So 7,000 each.
Yeah, one.
Have you changed the amount of tokens you get per ether recently due to the ether crash?
No.